Hello students, as we've already started with the chapter arithmetic progression, so today in this video we're going to talk about general term of an arithmetic progression, or we also say it as nth term of an arithmetic progression. So let's get started. Here is an example, children. I've given you a sequence of numbers like 3, 7, 11, 15, and so on, and we are talking up to 40 terms. In the last video, you have got familiar with finite and infinite arithmetic progression. So obviously I'm talking about the finite AP, finite arithmetic progression here. So I'm just talking up to 40 terms, right? So the question here is that can we find the 17th and the 25th terms for this particular sequence, which is a sequence of 40 terms? The number of terms is 40 here, right? So we just start observing, and once we observe this, we come to the conclusion that 3 plus 4 gives me 7, and then 7 plus 4 gives me 11, and further 11 plus 4 gives me 15. So there is an observation that this sequence is following some pattern, right? And what is that pattern? It is that we are jumping. I'm jumping 3 plus 4. A jump of 4 gives me 7, and then further another jump of 4 gives me 11, and another jump of 4 gives me 15, and so on. So if I ask you to find the 17th and 25th term, so you will just take a couple of minutes and you will give me the answer, because you will keep on adding 4 to the succeeding terms, and in some time you will be able to reach the 17th and 25th term. So it's not that difficult. But it will become difficult if I ask you that not the 17th, but tell me the 1000th term, or maybe the 25th, 100th term, like that. So then it's going to be very time consuming. Adding 4 and 4 and 4 every time to the next term in order to reach the 2500th term. So you will say that it's time consuming, plus it's so boring. So children, we need to have a smarter way. We need to have, a shortcut, that how can we straight away find these terms without wasting much of the time. So I just tried to list down these terms, the first one. Let me talk about the first term. First of all, it's 3, and I've just written 3 here. And then the second term, as we've already observed in the pattern, that the second term is obtained by adding 4 to 3, where what is 4? 4 is the jump size. Okay, and then the third term, I've just dropped down here, the third term also 11. And how has 11 been obtained? By adding 2 jumps to my first term. Okay, 3 plus 4 has already given me 7, and then plus another jump in order to get 11, which is the third term. So in few words, I would say that first term plus 2 jumps has given me the third term, which is 11. Similarly, if I talk about 15, how did I obtain this 15? If I start from 3, then one jump gives me 7, 2 jumps give me 11, and then 3 jumps give me 15, and obviously the jump size is 4. We've already observed that. So 3 plus, the first term plus 3 jumps gives me 15. So this is how we are obtaining every term. Like the first term is 3, of course, there is no jump involved there. In the second term, there is 1 jump. For the third term, there are 2 jumps, and for the fourth term there are 3 jumps. So are you observing that if I need to talk about the fourth term, the number of jump is 1 less than 4. When I talk about the third term, the number of jumps involved is 1 less than 3, that is 2 jumps. So now if I need to talk about the 17th and the 25th term, so what will I say? So now I will simply talk about the 17th term, which I'm not knowing right now. But yes, this point is clear to my mind, that the first term, and in addition to that, 16 jumps I need to take. Okay, where the jump size is 4, so I've written 4 plus 4 plus 4 16 times. And why to write so much of 4 here? Why can't I write just 16 into 4, isn't it? So the 17th term comes out to be 67. How come? The first term plus 1 less than 17. Like if it was 4 here, so we have added 3 jumps. When it was the third term, if we were talking about the third term, we have added 2 jumps. So here, similarly, following the same pattern, if I talk about the 17th term, so I will add 16 jumps, so 16 into 4. So this expression gives me 67, that means 67 is my 17th term. And further, when I talk about 25th term, again, what will be the 25th term? The 25th term will be the first term plus how many jumps of jump size is 4 and how many jumps? 24 jumps. So this will give me 99. That means the 25th term is 99. So what have we observed so far? That these numbers which are forming a sequence, these are giving me an arithmetic progression where the jump size is 4, and since this jump size is fixed throughout, so we call this jump size is nothing but the common difference. This jump size is nothing but the common difference. D we denoted by D, you're already aware about it. D is equal to 4, and the 3 is my first term. And with this particular example only, we are going to generalize a formula for the nth term for the general term, which can be further stated as an, where an is nothing but my nth term, is equal to a, as you have observed here that a, the first term, every time we were writing this first term into the picture and we were just adding jumps to it. Okay, so nth term, what will be the nth term? It will be a plus d. D is my jump size, fixed, which is fixed always. Okay, so this jump size, which is d, in this example it is 4 and it's standard we are taking it as d. And if it is nth term, then what will come here? It will be n minus 1, because when we were talking about fourth term, here we had 3 jumps. When we were talking about the third term, we were adding 2 jumps. So 1 less always. If it is nth term, so n minus 1. So nth term, which is denoted by an of an arithmetic progression with first term a and common difference d, is given by this formula, which is generalization through this example. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So there is a point to be noted that an is not only the nth term, but it is also the general term, as we have found the 17th and 25th term, and we can find any term like that. So any general term, it is denoted as an. Depends on n, that which number of term I'm talking about. And further, if an AP has m terms, number of terms in an arithmetic progression is m, then definitely am will be the last term, isn't it? Say suppose if it has 10 terms, then a10 will be the last term, and it can also be denoted by the letter L, since it is the last term. Since we have only m terms, so am is the last term, and I can also write that this mth term is, it can be represented by L, the letter L. So let's take up few examples now. For the AP 1, 4, 7 and 10 and so on, we need to find the 10th term. So our observation, first of all we'll write the arithmetic progression. Then the first term is 1. We'll find the common difference. Common difference is 4 minus 1. That means the second term minus the first term, which is 3. So if we need to find the 10th term, it will be written as a of 10. A10, right? We have the general formula, the formula for the general term, which is an is equal to a plus n minus 1d. So we need to find A10, n is my 10 here. First term I know the value, further I can put the value as 1. Then n minus 1, that means since we're talking about the 10th term, so it will be 10 minus 1 into the common difference. So 10 minus 1 is 9, right? And in other words also, I mean, we can directly also understand this step where if I'm talking about the 10th term, so how many jumps? 1 less than 10, that is the 9, I mean that is 9 jumps. So A is 1, D is 3 as given in the question. So on simplification, the 10th term comes out to be 28. There is another question. We need to find which term of the AP 84, 80, 76 and so on is 0. Which term of this AP is 0? Now, as we observe, this is a decreasing AP, decreasing arithmetic progression. So definitely, since it is decreasing, so somewhere down the line we'll get 0. So we need to find that term. So the position of the term, like 84 is the first term, 80 is the second term, 76 is the third term, this is A1, this is A2, this is A3. So at what n this 0 comes? So just writing the AP, rewriting the AP. The first term is 84. The common difference now, since you know it is a decreasing arithmetic progression, so when I subtract second term from the first term, so I will always obtain the common difference as negative, as you can see here. And we need, I mean, for what n, please note this, for what n we have an, that is some term, some general term, we have an equal to 0, we need to find that. So for an, we know the formula, an is equal to a plus n minus 1 d, and since which term we are talking about, we need to reach 0. So just written an is equal to 0 and replaced an by a plus n minus 1 d. Target is to find n. Substituting the value of a, which is 84, n we don't know, d we know, minus 4, and simplifying the brackets, solving for n, it gives me 22. So what is the conclusion? That A22 is 0. That means the 22nd term is 0, and this can be further verified also. So in order to verify, I just started finding the 22nd term. So 22nd term will be the first term and 1 less than 22, that means 21 jumps, 21d, a plus 21d. Substituting the value of a is 84, d is minus 4, and on simplifying, what did we observe? Yes, 22nd term is nothing but 0. So this is how we have found that which term, that means the 22nd term of this AP is going to be 0. Let's see another question. Here the first term of an AP is 5, common difference is 3, last term is 80. So there are few things given to us and we need to find the number of terms in this arithmetic progression. Okay, so I just listed down mathematically what is given in the statement. First term, that means A of AP, it is 5. Common difference is my 3. And the last term, as we have already discussed earlier, last term can also be written as AN, which is the general term, and it is also represented by L. So AN and L is one and the same thing here, and it is given to be 80. So what do we need to find? We need to find the number of terms. Number of terms means we need to find n. So here an denotes the first term and the common difference for the AP, and we need to find the number of terms. Number of terms is n. So just written the general formula, which is a plus n minus 1 d. Substituting whatever values we have a is equal to 5, d is equal to 3, and then further simplifying for n gives me 26. So n is equal to 26 is nothing but the number of terms in the given AP, which is 26. Now again, in this particular question also we need to find the number of terms, and as you can see there are some rational numbers in this arithmetic progression. So the same way we are going to start as we did earlier. So here we have a as minus 1, common difference we will be finding, subtracting the first term from the second term, and on simplifying it is 1 upon 6. And as we see here, the last term is 10 upon 3. That means, I mean, it's our observation. We'll be writing it ourselves now, not like in the previous question where it was given that what is the last term. Here we need to just see it on our own, and we need to write, okay, n is equal to 10 upon 3. We have the formula for the general term. Substituting that formula, these all are formula based questions, right? If it needs to be done quickly, we need to use the formula. Okay, otherwise we can also add up, and but that is time consuming if I keep on adding the common difference to the terms to get the succeeding term. So we won't be doing it that way. Obviously this is a better way. So substituting the values then of a and d, because our target is to find n here, so we'll be putting a and d here, right? So as we know, a is minus 1 and d is 1 upon 6. So just substituting the values and getting the value of n, which is 27. So number of terms comes out to be 27. So here is another question in which we are given that 10th term of an AP is 52, 17th term is 20 more than the 13th term. So there is a condition given, as you can see here, that 17th term is 20 more than the 13th term. So I mean, so when there is a condition, the result is an equation, right? So I've just written here that 10th term is 52, A10 is 52, and 17th term means A17 is 20th more than the 13th term. So these are the two equations which we will be simplifying. Obviously A is the first term and D is the common difference for the given AP. So now straight away A10 can be written as A plus 9 jumps, first term plus 9 jumps, okay? And similarly A17 is a plus 16d. For the getting the 17th term we need the 16 jumps, and a13 is a plus 12d plus 20, of course. So we'll be simplifying both the equations. A and a gets wave off, and 16 minus 12 will give me 4d. 4d is 20 and further d is 5. So once d is 5, I can substitute the value of d here, because neither I am aware about a nor d in this particular question. So from here, once I get d as 5, substituting it here and further solving, I get a is equal to 7. So once I have a and d both, I can easily find the AP. So the standard form of the AP you are aware, a and then jump size, 1 jumps, 2 jumps, a plus d, a plus 2d, and so on. So 7 and 5 12, 12 and 5 17, 17 and 5 22, and so on. This is how I can list down my numbers of the arithmetic progression following this condition. Let's have another example. Here I have the sum of 5th and 9th term of the AP 72. Further, the sum of 7th and 12th term of the same AP 97. So in this kind of question, what are we given? The terms are just related, and we are basically talking about the sum of the 5th and 9th term. So please read this step carefully. We don't know what is the AP in this situation. Again, the first thing that we'll be talking about is, all right, A with the first term, D with the common difference. This is our assumption, right? And whatever is written here, mathematically it means 5th term, 9th term, and a plus in between, because we're talking about the sum, which is 72. Similarly, 7th term, A7, 12th term, A12, and the sum is nothing but 97. We need to find the AP. AP we will find once we know the value of A and D. This is the formula for the general term. And using this formula, I can simply say that what is my 5th term? 5th term is A plus 4D, 1 less than 5. The jump size will be 1 less than 5, 4 times the common difference. A9 will be A plus 8D, A7 will be A plus 6D and A12 will be A plus 11D. So quickly going to substitute these values in this equation and further this equation. So our equations, which is A5 plus A9, that is the fifth term, and ninth term 72, A7 plus A12 97. I've just substituted the values over here, simplified further. I've got like terms to be added, of course. 2a plus 12d gives me 72. Here 2a plus 17d gives me 97. I just further taken 2 common and simplified it. A plus 60 is equal to 36, but later I realized that if I mark this 1 and this equation as 2, so 2a and 2a is the same, I mean the terms are same. So if I subtract 1 from 2, so this gets wave off. 17 minus 12 is 5. So 5d is 25 and further it gives me d as 5. So once I get the value of d, putting the value of d in any of the equations can give me the value of a. I have just substituted d is equal to 5 in equation 1. So just substituting the value of d here, the result is a is equal to 6. So a is 6, d is 5. So now I know what's my AP. We can quickly say it is 6, and then 6 plus 5 11, and then 11 plus 5 16, and then 16 plus 5 21, and so on. Then if in addition to this, if there is another question that we need to find the 20th term. First of all, we neither knew the AP, we neither knew A and D, we have founded that, and now we need to find the 20th term. So 20th term is nothing but A plus 19D. So putting the value of A and D that we have obtained earlier, we will find that the 20th term is 101. Thank you.